We finally have an update on Morgan Moses, an injury report. We'll share that. Olu Fashanu time and more Victory Sunday because the Jets already won this week. Let's roll, baby.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
I made it clear that my intention was to play, and my intention was to play for the New York Jets.
What is going on, everybody? I'm Paul Liston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. By the way, wearing the new Homage Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shirt. There you go. Got a lot of beard in it, but Donatello, New York Jets, I love it. Shout out to Homage. Love the comfy gear. It is terrific. But to start today's show, we got to go immediately to a gifted membership, baby. MFC. Let's go gifting a membership here on the channel so you know what we play. Oh, yes, baby. A gifted membership right off the top rope. That is John. You have now joined the Boy Green Coffee Club, baby. Which reminds me, we must flip the switch on, and we are now, count on 55 members away from Johnny getting his emoji, which Johnny I met for the first time during the Jets-Patriots game, baby. So you guys can punch in your own ticket to the Boy Green Coffee Club by clicking the link down below. Is join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. Click. You'll become a member, and you can also gift memberships if you'd like. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the money sign. You can gift as many memberships as you feel comfortable. 1, 3, 5, 10, 25, or 50. Good drop a 50 burger if you do see through. All right, let's do this first. First off, let's get right to the injury update. We got this from NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport yesterday. I talked a little bit about it on my appearance during the Jake Asman show, and here it is. Morgan Moses, after a battery of tests, is expected to miss between 2 and 4 weeks with an MCL sprain and bone bruise, per Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo. A sigh of relief for the key veteran. Moses went down late in Thursday's win after he was rolled up on, so he'll miss the next 2 to 4 weeks. And I think the first thing we want to do is say, blessed be he, because it looked a lot worse live. I could tell you that. In the stadium, a lot of us were very, very worried immediately off the bat. But let's go to the 2 or 4 weeks, okay? So the Jets have a home game against the Denver Broncos at 1 o'clock. There's game number 1. Game number 2, London, Minnesota Vikings. That'll be at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time on October 6th. So Morgan will not be in either of those games. And plus, even if he could have possibly been ready for Minnesota, with it being a foreign trip and the travel and any potential swelling or anything of that nature, he's not playing in that one either. So he's not playing in Minnesota. Now we get into the range of more games missed or potential return. We have the Week 6 game, Monday Night Football at home against the Buffalo Bills. So that game is on the docket. That's October 14th. And the final game in this 2 to 4 week window is a road trip to Pittsburgh on Sunday Night Football, October 20th, to play, obviously, against the Steelers. And then after that, the next game, just to give you one more beyond that, is at New England. We finish that one up before a short week against the Houston Texans. That'll be on Halloween against the Texans at home on Thursday Night Football. So that's it. And first off, again, blessed be he. We got incredibly lucky. Morgan Moses, again, has been a gamer. This is a guy that has, missed no time in his career. From 2015 to 2022, he played 130 straight games. This guy is a pro's pro. He's a veteran. He plays through injuries all the time. And it's good to know that he's not lost for the season or anything crazy like that. With that being said, people, we're prepared for this scenario. And if you listen to my show, if you're not new to the show recently, I was advocating for other things. I was advocating for, the Brock Bowers of the world. I was advocating for one of the sexy receivers. That's really where I was at. I wanted one of those big boys, Marvin Harrison Jr., Roma Dunze, Malik Neighbors, perhaps. I was leaning in those waters personally, but I'm glad that that's why I'm not the GM, baby. Joe Douglas is. He's the one making the decisions. He made the smarter move of getting the offensive tackle for this exact scenario. Last year was a disaster. An absolute disaster. We had 13 different combinations on the offensive line, and Joe Douglas said, "Oh, hell no. Our season could fail. It's possible. It could fail for a lot of reasons. But the one reason it ain't going to fail is because of offensive line play, baby." 100% Chris Grant jumping in here on Twitter immediately. So glad we took Fashanu. And I was wrong. I liked Olu very early in the process. And then, we go pre-draft, we look at all kinds of options, and you jump in other realms. You jump to other places. So for me, personally, I liked Fashanu, the player. I thought he should have came out the year before, to be honest with you. I would have loved the Jets to get him. They wouldn't have had that chance. But yeah, man, Joe Douglas made the smarter pick. It wasn't sexy. It didn't win headlines. It was, in theory, the second straight, not even in theory, I mean, on paper, in reality, that was the second straight year that the New York Jets selected a player that did not have a clear path to playing time. The year before is Will McDonald. By the way, that's looking pretty good. We'll give you some stats on that from Rich Cimini, which are pretty crazy in terms of his pace. But you draft him, and he had the lowest playing time since Vernon Golston was a first-round pick back in 2008. So he didn't play a lot last year. So put that on. And then this year, obviously, Fashanu, who, if everything worked out with Tyron and Morgan, well, Olu ain't getting on the field. So, at the time, I think a lot of us were like, "Ooh, that's a little arrogant for Joe Douglas." His ass is, the keister's on the hot seat. You're like, "Oh, whoa, grabbing guys that might not even play for you." You're like, you need guys right now. But again, the forethought of Joe Douglas, I think, makes a long-term thing. And that's what Chris Grant just said. For Joe being on the hot seat this year, he made a long-term team move and a short-term team move of protecting his asset, which is Aaron Rodgers, of course. So to be ready for those scenarios. And that's a great point by MFC, one of our great members of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Could we imagine if we didn't have Olu, we'd be seeing Max, Mitch, or Carter? Yikes. Oh, good Lord. Now, with all due respect, they're fine backups. They're guys who each have experience, who have played a little bit. But, to be protecting Rodgers for 2 to 4 weeks and teams send their best pass rusher on the opposite side to go there, woo. Boy, that would have been tough. I feel great with Olu. Hell, here's an uncomfortable conversation. Does Olu ever give the job back? I mean, let's see how Olu plays, of course. It's hard to judge him on a random fourth quarter against the Patriots, but because that's when he stepped in for Morgan. Morgan got hurt at the end of the third quarter. But let's see him. Man, if he plays well, is Morgan just a backup? Which there's nothing wrong with that, because if another injury happens, Morgan's back in there. But Olu might never give this job back. It's possible. If he's kicking ass, he's playing all over the place. Oh, there's a great possibility, certainly, that old Olu Fashanu holds on to this job, certainly, moving forward. That is within the realm of possibility. There is no question about it, and it has to be considered as we're having all of these conversations. No doubt about it. But it just feels great. It feels great to have that ready. Peter Campisi said it on YouTube too. Our O-line insurance paying dividends already. John Sauer, O-line, where have you got Brock Bowers? Actually, I think Brock Bowers is actually playing great so far. I don't have his numbers, and I don't have him in fantasy either, but I've heard people talk him up very well. Let me see the Brock Bowers stats. I don't think this indictment on Brock Bowers, what I'm saying. Holy friggin' crap. He's got 15 catches for 156 yards. His first 2 weeks are 6 catches, 58. That's okay. 9 for 98. Whoa, mama. Yeah, Brock Bowers is doing just dandy out there in Vegas. That's not the issue at all. It's just the Jets. Again, Brock Bowers and any of those big wide receivers, they were sexy because they were with Aaron Rodgers, so that hyped him up to another level. Plug and play. You're going to see, in theory, immediate impact. But as we saw with Tyler Conklin, who led the team in receiving on Thursday night, perfectly fine. Even more than that. He's not just average, okay. Tyler Conklin could get the job done, and then you have that insurance and protection. So for the immediate, Olu Fashanu is the best swing tackle of all time, as Greeny told me. So you have him number one. And then number two, you have your long-term left tackle. I'd love I'd love Tyler Conklin, which Conklin did just have 90 for 92. He deserves credit, absolutely. It's great to see him get involved. They are almost Conklin numbers. That's true. The only thing we'll have to see is Brock obviously has not played a week 3 yet. So Brock Bowers' first 2 weeks were much better than Tyler Conklin's first 2 weeks. So he'll have a chance to add on to that with his week 3 totals. But no, you have Olu for right now to protect the team in the immediate. And then you have your long-term left tackle. Again, I'd love Tyron to play as long as he wants to play with the Jets. If it's just this year, fine. If it's many years, great. Olu can learn a little right tackle before he jumps over to left tackle. Let's go. Because it's great. It's a perfect now move and later move because you have that break the glass emergency of a number 11 overall pick. Not many teams can afford that luxury, man. 100%, as Dave Briga just says, franchise offensive tackles don't just fall off trees. They do not. Absolutely do not. So this is a great place to be. The Morgan injury isn't as bad as we thought. Olu's ready to go for that next 2 to 4 weeks. And again, that 2 to 4 weeks is this. You're home against the Denver Broncos next week. You're in London against the Minnesota Vikings, 9:30 that week. And then this is the 3 to 4 week part of that assessment. At home against the Buffalo Bills, Monday Night Football, October 14th. At Pittsburgh, Sunday Night Football. And then at New England would be a 5th week beyond that. That's on October 27th. Then you have a short week, the 31st. So depending on where this comes back, he could be back anywhere from the 1, 2, 3, 4. He could be anywhere from the New England game to Arizona. I'd even push it because, like, if it's a short week, maybe they just let him have the extra 10-day rest to Arizona. So maybe you get him for that, and Olu would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Olu would have somewhere in the ballpark of 5 to 6 games. So that's possible. I wouldn't rule that possibility out either with how the schedule kind of lays out. Because if he misses 4 weeks, he'd miss Denver, Minnesota, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, and he'd be ready a week later for New England. Or if you're super heady, you can give up those 10 days to have another 10 days, and that would be somewhere in the ballpark of 7, 14. He'd have an extra like 20 days off. So they might be tickled to do that, quite frankly, to give him even more time to rest. But either way, because like the Jets are not just thinking about the now, they're thinking about the long term. I think that's another possibility. I know I said that we wouldn't do full shows on Haason Reddick until we have actual news, and that is true. But this is not a full show. But I do just want to bring this up because Rich Cimini had it in his column this morning on old Haason Reddick. Here's the financial update, by the way. Haason Reddick, this is the money he's lost through 3 weeks of the NFL season. $2.4 million in game checks, $4.5 million in NFL fines, $1.4 million in discretionary fines. In total, he has lost $8.3 million this season through just the first 3 weeks of the year, and he will continue to lose $800,000 per week per game for himself. He was only scheduled to make $14.25 million. He is going to owe the Jets money. Unbelievable. An unbelievable turn of events, but I will reiterate that if Reddick was going to come back at some point, you would think it would be somewhere in this mini bye. Right now that we have these random days off that we're going to enjoy Sunday football, no Jets ties outside of rooting for teams to beat our AFC's rivals in Seattle, and tomorrow night with Jacksonville to beat Buffalo. Like, we're getting crazy town. I can't believe we're talking about this. I'm going to be honest. I cannot believe this. That he's losing this kind of money? Dude, look what happened to Le'Veon Bell, man. After he skipped an entire year, look what happened to his career, man. And even if you come back at the minimum amount you come so the Jets don't own your rights anymore, first off, you're going to be rusty as hell, number one. And number two, let's just say you're on fire for the random 3, 4, 5 weeks that are left in the season and then whatever the playoffs are. You're going to go into free agency with 6 sacks? Who's going to pay a 30, soon-to-be 31-year-old a crazy multi-year deal for that kind of that just makes no sense. So I don't know what Haason's doing. I don't know why. It just doesn't make any sense, man. It just doesn't make any sense. He's just lighting piles of money on fire. It's just, Absolutely puzzling. Absolutely puzzling. I don't understand. Don't get it. And he just keeps doing it. Obviously. He just keeps doing it. And if that's how he wants to live his NFL life, so be it. I won't judge. Actually, I will judge because we have this show, of course. But I'm telling you, man, I don't know what our boy is doing here. But if he wants to keep lighting his NFL career on fire, so be it. So be it. Maybe he does get traded. Who knows? We'll see. To me, I wouldn't trade him. I'd let him stay on the team. And we'd own his rights. And let's see what happens. That's what I would do. Clifford S. says, love the show. Woody, your dad, the best. Thanks, Clifford. And by the way, I'd love to see you join the Boy Green Coffee Club. Baby, there's a pinned comment right now on YouTube. Click that and you'll become a member. And I'd love to celebrate you and play the draft chimes from the high heavens. That's how you can support the show, Clifford. So feel free. That is a pinned comment. Join the Boy Green Coffee Club here. Click that. You'll join it. Just $2.99 a month. Help support the show, baby. Appreciate you. GTA says, I think his career's already over. I don't know about all that, but he's not putting it in a good position. That's just the honest truth, man. Like, we could say whatever we want about this leverage or that leverage. He is the one. The Jets will be here when Haason Reddick is alive and when Haason Reddick is dead. The building will stand. Haason Reddick is the one that's aging. Every day is getting another day older. He is in his own prime. Haason Reddick, is the one that is burning it. Haason Reddick is. That's the truth. 100% spin max Dave says he's going to regret his holdout. Damn straight he is. How could he not? He's losing money. I reiterate the numbers. These are from Rich Cimini. He's lost $2.4 million in game checks, $4.5 million in NFL mandated fines, $1.4 million in discretionary fines. He has lost, for the math folks, beep boop bop, that's $8.3 million. And just through the first 3 weeks of the season, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. And again, if he sat out the whole year, he'd be fined up the wazoo. He'd owe the Jets money. He'd owe the NFL money. And then he'd be in the same exact position his contract would toll to next year. So that doesn't make any sense. What are you doing, Haason? And as he's like, aha, I've got the leverage. You need me. You lost to the 49ers. And then the Jets did nothing. He's like, aha, you lost Jermaine Johnson. I've got the leverage. They're like, yeah, we got Will McDonald. By the way, here's some Will McDonald stats. Crazy from Rich Cimini on Will McDonald. Here are these numbers. Okay, this is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Take Haason Reddick off the screen. Listen to this. Listen to these Will McDonald numbers. Okay, Will McDonald. Okay. Since individual sacks were first tracked in 1982, only one player in Jets history had more sacks than Will McDonald. He has 5 through 3 games. That person is Mark Gastineau, who had 8 on his way to an NFL single-season record of 22, which had since been broken in 1984. It was broken much later. It was Michael Strahan who broke it, but he did it in 1984, 22 sacks. Think about that for a second. All these people that were making fun of Willie McDonald. After 3 games, he has 5 sacks. Only one player in Jets history has had more sacks over that span, and that is legendary pass rusher Mark Gastineau, who had 8 that season. 8 through the first 3 games, and he ultimately had 22 in 1984. And here's some more in terms of the pace. In 1+ season with the Jets, Will McDonald has 8 sacks and 152 pass rushes. That is 1 sack every 19 rushes. Consider this is from Rich Cimini. The 2023 NFL sack champion, the Pittsburgh Steelers' TJ Watt, averaged 1 sack per 27 rushes. So think about that. Will McDonald is at a faster pace than TJ Watt. Come on. And Jared BSC saying 5.5. I'm just basing it off of the ESPN numbers that are in this article. So I don't know if they have it calculated differently or they're counting their numbers different. But either way, 5 or 5.5. Unbelievable. That is crazy. Yeah, let's look up what the Pro Football Reference numbers are. Let me see what they have him at. They have him at 5'2". So it is 5 officially. Sorry about that, Jared B. It is 5 officially, not 5.5. 5 officially from Pro Football Reference and ESPN. But either way, regardless of that is crazy. Being in the same breath as Mark Gastineau, being in a better breath than TJ Watt, who was the sack champion last year. Woo-wee. Telling you. I'm telling you. This Jets defense, this coaching staff is friggin' awesome, man. And for this, because we don't have continuity in Jetland, we're having different coaches every couple of years. So to have this coach for this long, you're seeing the system, man. You're seeing the system. You're seeing the Will McDonald. You're seeing the Jermaine Johnson. You're seeing the Bryce Huffs, Tony Adams, Quincy Williams, John Franklin. I mean, go through the list. We're going to miss people. Brandon Eccles, DJ Reed. It's terrific, man. It is absolutely terrific, Jared B. Yeah, you must have had a half a sack taken away, which does happen a lot. It does happen a lot. So, yeah, the official numbers are 5 for Will McDonald. But even still, 5 is a wonderful number, baby. A wonderful number. A number I believe he's going to be able to build on, man. Because, for instance, you play Denver next week. Denver stinks. They've got a rookie quarterback. This defense is going to give them all kinds of hell. Jets are going to get a lead. They're going to unleash for another 7 sacks against Denver. Now, a good test will be Minnesota. Okay. Did the Jets put Sam Darnold in a blender? Maybe when he sees his old team in London. What happens against Buffalo? Jets have had a lot of success against Buffalo, especially at home. They won 2 straight at home. And they had Zach Wilson at quarterback. They got Aaron Rodgers now. Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I don't like just saying Aaron Rodgers anymore. I have to say it in this way. This was from the game. Aaron Bleepin Rodgers.
That's Aaron Rodgers! Aaron Rodgers! That's Aaron Rodgers! Let's go! The place is electric! That's Aaron Rodgers!
Let's fucking go!
That's Aaron Rodgers! Rodgers!
That place was insane for Jets Patriots on Thursday Night Football. Oh, that's going to be my only game this year for Jets. I'm going to be at a different NFL game in like a month, but that is which blessed be he. I'm so spoiled to be able to go to so many NFL games, but not too shabby. Wow, that Will McDonald guy, pretty good. Yeah. MFC says because he's a part-time player, and the Jets knew that on Bryce Huffy saying, but yeah, that is so many. I just can't friggin' believe. Peter Campese, don't you just love after sack somebody jets in on they need to figure out who got it? That's the thing. When we're up there and we saw like a pocket collapse and Jacoby Brissett fold like a used launcher in the middle of the game on Thursday, we were just going, oh, wait, who got that one? Oh, who got that one? Oh, who got that one? Oh, that was him. Yeah. High fives, random people. Awesome. Terrific. So there's a lot of great things happen with the Jets, man. They're 2-1. You know, I wish they were 3-0. But Sam Fran punched him in the mouth, and I think that's what we needed, quite frankly. No one wants to say it, but I think they needed to get punched in the face. And they did. And they collected their teeth and whatever other blood and spit and everything else that was on the ground. Sorry to be graphic this morning. But then they just kind of put it back together and said, all right, let's go. And they have against Tennessee and now New England. And now you got Denver, another opponent you should beat. You're at home. Let's get the Elijah Vera Tucker thing. Let's finish that. We're checking off and exercising demons. Let's do some of that too. It's just a fun team, man. It's a fun team to root for. It's a fun offense, and I still think there's another level. Garrett Wilson hasn't been involved yet, and he's going to be. I know it. I can feel it in my plums. He's going to get involved. We're going to figure that part out, too. We're going to figure it all out. That on offense is another level. Defense is getting even more leads. That's going to be another level. Dan Hopp says, as much as I despise the Pats, low-key felt bad for Brissett taking a beating out there. I absolutely did not. No, sir. I enjoyed every hit he took and wish he took more. I might be a sicko. New England has run up the score on us, and it's sure you could say, well, Jacoby Brissett wasn't there for all of it. Doesn't matter, man. He's the dummy. He's the target in front of the Jets' eyes as I'm seeing red. I'm like, I'm sorry. You could be Jacoby Brissett. You could be Tom Brady Sr. I don't give a flying hoot. We're gonna hit you again and again. What is my prediction? Pain. That was my prediction. And boy, it felt good. It felt like a release, quite frankly. Felt like a release to beat the tar out of Brissett and the New England Patriots. Long overdue. I wish the score was higher, to be honest. But I'll take it. I will take it. Awesome. It felt awesome to beat the Patriots. I'm glad that we had this opportunity where we had extra games to kind of enjoy it. Extra days, to enjoy the game. Yeah, you're like, Thursday. That was awesome. A full day Friday, full day Saturday, full day Sunday, and then today's kind of our last day to truly enjoy it. Like as fans, we can always have it in the back of our head, and I will. I'm going to remember that forever. But in terms of, the Jets, they're turning the page to Denver tomorrow. And we'll have some Broncos people on the show this week, which I'm very much looking forward to. Very much looking forward to. All right, let's open up the phone lines. Before we do, let's play some Hep. And we'll open up the phone lines after this.
Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. Talking just football, man. Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets. Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. You're talking Jets football, man. Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily, Boy Green daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Wow. Offense, defense, special teams. Watch the Super Bowl season with Boy Green. J-E-T-S. Jets.
Booyah, baby. The phone lines are now open. YouTube.com/BoyGreen25. Shout out to the 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. If you'd like to call into the show, feel free to do so. If you're watching on Facebook or Twitter, you must call in via YouTube to hop on the show. Quick, I just want to answer this quick comment here before we get to the phone lines. We see Mike the Stat Guy. Let's show him up on YouTube. Reddick will report week 10. He'll get 10 sacks and get paid by another team next year. Mike, if that happens, blessed be he. Blessed be he. Because if he gets 10 sacks from week 10 on, what's that? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, take one away because of the bye. So if he gets 10 sacks in 8 games, woo, great news for the Jets. Go get paid by somebody else, Haason Reddick. I'm fine. Great. Go get paid by somebody else, buddy boy. I'll take the 10 sacks. Thank you very much. I hope you're right. Please. Please. I would love that. Yes. John Sauer says, Belichick and Brady not there. Who cares? Oh, I care. Oh, that Jets-Patriot thing, I don't give a flying who's there. Thankfully, I know a lot of Jet fans hated it. I loved beating the Patriots in Week 18 last year. Oh, it felt great. Belichick eating that L in the weather, tasty. I wanted it before the game. I enjoyed it during the game. I enjoyed it after. I didn't care what any other Jet fan said. I'm my own man. And that felt wonderful. So it doesn't matter to me who's playing. This Gerard Mayo era, flex on them. Let's kick their patookie as far as I care. All right, let's go to the phone lines. B-Mac. First up.
Hey, friend.
Hey, what's up? What's up, B-Mac?
Pretty good, man. Happy Sunday. Oh, yes. I'm watching The Walking Dead.
I've not seen that. Is that a good show?
Yes, it's really good show. You just haven't seen it? Oh, I'm shocked. No. Yeah, it's a really good show.
Oh, okay. I'll look into that.
Yeah, it's zombies and it's one of them like horror shows.
It's scary?
Yeah. Scary and
so do you think? Okay, so what's scarier? The Walking Dead here, or what Jacoby Brissett was saying on defense on Thursday night? Which one's scarier?
I wouldn't say The Walking Dead because Jacoby Brissett, we know who he is. You know,
Okay.
I mean? We know the guy's not nothing special. You know what I mean? Like before the game, people, you know, some people were saying that he was better than Aaron Rodgers going to the game. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, a couple of people were saying that. I was like, what the hell are these people smoking? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. What the hell?
I'm glad that Jets exposed him to the bum that he is. But and it, well, first of all, happy Sunday to you. Happy Big Sunday.
Yeah.
It's so good to for the Jets to go out there and put a beat down on the Patriots. You know, let's humble these Patriot fans because they was talking a whole lot like they were feeling to themselves before the game, man.
They sure were.
Yeah, it was pretty unbelievable. And then of course you got a lot of people now moving the goalposts. Well, it's the Patriots. It's the Patriots. You know what I mean? You're supposed to beat the Patriots. But before the game, there's a lot of people picking the Patriots for a major upset. Oh, the Patriots defense. Watch out. Jacoby Brissett. Watch out. You know what I mean? The head coach, Joan Mayo. Watch out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how do you have this? How do you have that before the game? To your point, B-Mac, right? Yeah. They were a popular upset pick. Oh, Patriots going to go into Jets land. They own their ass. They always beat them. They're sneaky good. Look at the first 2 weeks of the season. Jets win. They're like, wow, it's the Patriots. They suck. Like, whoa. You can't just flip. I mean, I guess you can because they did, but like that seems kind of weird. But fine. Again, I said this yesterday or the day before, and I'll say it again. You know what? We don't have to prove ourselves to anybody. If people don't want to believe in the Jets, that's fine. We'll just keep collecting wins week to week, and people can hop on the train later if they want to. That's fine. But I did notice that, B-Mac. I sure did.
Yeah, man. It was, all over national media, Shannon Sharp, Shady, and I mean, of course, not Shocko. You know what I mean? And,
yeah.
It's just, it ain't count Carroll. I saw Jake's show yesterday that y'all did, and the clip that he put up, and it's like Con Carroll always flip flops, man. Like I don't get why, like I can't understand him. You know what I mean? Like, is he doing it just for views or that?
He definitely is doing it for views, which again I kind of respect. I'm in the game. I get it, but yeah, very odd.
Yeah. But anyway, man, it was so great to. Well, I did watch the game on primetime.
Oh, nice.
I watched the whole thing. It was so refreshing watching the 8-back out there, man, slinging that rock, man. Like it felt like it's been forever. You know what I mean? And he was just like the way he was, moving the ball downfield and getting rid of that ball out quick. You know what I mean? And like as the Green Bay fan, man, as me watching him with the Packers, you know what I mean? It's just like, yep. I mean, to me, I'm not shocked, but I know for most Jet fans, they're like, oh my God. Like,
we haven't seen this. We have not seen this, man.
Yeah. Zach Wilson from Tim Boyer to Trevor Siemian, and now we went to this, you know what I mean? So, 8 is just a musician. And I'm just excited to continue to watch him and the Jets go out there and dominate, man. And then the other thing, the Olu Fashanu, the Morgan Moses thing, thank God is not season ending.
Of course.
Thank God it's only a few weeks. So, but I think, yeah, man, the Jets made the right decision getting Olu. You know what I mean? A lot of people were saying Brock Bowers and no, this is why you did it for this situation right here. For death, for just for insurance, an injury is gonna hit at some point. So
of course,
it's better to it's football. You know what I mean? So it's better to be prepared and to get the to get that. So even though I don't always agree with Joe Douglas on some things, but I do agree. Like this Haason Reddick thing, I think he mishandled it. Because you traded for the guy, you knew he wanted a new contract, and like Haason Reddick should have been signed back in May. You know what I mean? Back in April. As soon as you got him, he should have been signed. So
yeah, of course, yeah.
Even though Haason Reddick is being a hole himself too, but I just think both sides. Mostly, I put this on Joe Douglas, but I just think both sides mishandled it. But I do want to, give him credit for getting, Olu. And
Of
he
course.
didn't look bad, man. I mean, he looked pretty decent filling in. So I think he's gonna do good. I mean, what you take about him going forward?
Yeah, I really liked Olu, the player in college. Again, I thought he was going to come out the year before, not this April, the previous April. I thought he could have been a top 3 pick in the draft. He decides to come back because of his family, he wanted to graduate and all that stuff. And yeah, I feel very confident in him. He's a natural left tackle, but he did get right tackle reps in training camp and practice and things of that nature. So he's prepared for this moment. He's played a preseason game. Obviously, he's played some right tackle. So I feel very confident in his ability to step in and protect Aaron Rodgers, which makes me feel really good about it. So I'm excited again. I was very honest and upfront, and I hope I am all the time when we do these shows and everything, that I don't just claim that, oh yeah, I always had thought Olu was my pick. That's not true. I wanted one of the 3 wide receivers, so I have no problem admitting that. And I'm glad that Joe Douglas did not listen to me, because we are in a much better position now, as someone mentioned earlier. I think it was MFC, with if Morgan would have gotten hurt and we drafted, let's say, Marvin Harrison Jr. or something crazy, we traded up and did that. Carter Warner, Max Mitchell would be protecting Aaron Rodgers, and that would give us a lot of, I see. So luckily we have Olu. So I feel great about Olu. It's going to be great. He's got like the next week or so to practice and get himself ready for the Broncos game. So he's going to have a full week of prep, which will be great.
Yeah. And I think the offensive line is better position than it was last year too. So
for sure.
That definitely, with all the injuries, hopefully everybody can stay healthy. But that's if you're Jet fan, you will in better hands this year than last year. But one more question before I could.
Sure, yeah, of course.
Now, I know Roger said this. I think this year going to the season, and last year too, he said that how will we deal with success?
Yes.
And do you think that he can, like, since the Jets beat the Patriots, and I know because this is a young locker room outside of him, this is a pretty young locker room, that some of the guys might be feeling themselves and going to the Broncos game and might overlook them and might be a trap. Do you think that do you have confidence in Rodgers being the veteran guy that he is? 2 years a week, will be the common presence, like, guys, stay focused. There's still a long season to go. Don't be crowning ourselves champions after we beat the Pats. Let's stay focused and let's take every game seriously. Do you have confidence in him doing, in the locker room, sending people down?
2 things here. Number one, I believe that it's going to be impossible for Broncos to be a trap game. Now, normally it would have been, because it makes sense. They're a 1:00 game. Their team sucks. They're 0-2. They're probably going to 0-3 today. You've got Minnesota the following week. Oh, wow, Minnesota's look good. Oh, wow, you have Buffalo the following week. Like, whoa, look at all those things. But what Sean Payton said about Nathaniel Hackett last year, Aaron Rodgers has not forgotten. He did not get to play in that game last year. He gets a chance to play in it this year. So I think it's impossible to be a trap game for those reasons. Normally it could have been, but because of those reasons, Aaron Rodgers is going to be more motivated than ever. I don't know what the over-under is on Aaron Rodgers' touchdown passes at Denver game. We're going to have our Brett Favre game, where Brett Favre threw 6 touchdown passes against the Cardinals as a member of the Jets back in 2008. Aaron Rodgers throwing like 5-6 tutties against the Denver Broncos coming up this week. So I'm not worried about that. On your success question, it's a good question, but I don't think it's raised now. New England, with all due respect, stinks. And they're going to be competitive, I think, like the Cardinals were last year, where they're in a lot more games than we would have given them credit for. So maybe they're a feisty 5-win team or something, a feisty 6-win team. Maybe it's not even that high, and they're going to be in conversations. I think more of the handling success is, let me see here on the schedule for the Jets. They play like Buffalo, maybe. Yeah, you beat Buffalo week 6. I think that's the one where you say, all these headlines are going to come out. Jets are the kings of the AFC East. They're in first place right now. Let's go. And that's where Aaron Rodgers goes, guys, relax. We're handling our business. Whether we lost to week 1 San Francisco like this, we beat New England like this, we beat Buffalo like this. We can't ride the highs. We can't ride the lows. Just keep it even keel. That, to me, I don't think you have that conversation after beating the New England Patriots. And also Dakota gives another good one. Obviously, Houston. Houston's going to be another one on Halloween. You beat them. The Jets are going to be the talk of the town.
Hold on. That game. Hold on. Are you talking about Rodgers putting a chip on his shoulder? That Houston game, man.
Exactly.
Rodgers,
the Bleacher Report
because
thing.
Because of CJ Stroud, what CJ Stroud said this summer about him, with the Matt Stafford and Eli Manning and all that stuff, and because CJ Stroud was pretty disrespectful to Rodgers on that podcast.
100%.
So I think that the Bronco game with Sean Payton. I think that Houston Texan game mean more to him than the Sean Payton one, because Rodgers want to go out there and be like, okay, young whippersnapper, I'm the old, me, yeah, you just coming up. But I'm still the king. I'm the old head. I'm the legend. Let me show you what 4 times MVP, Super Bowl MVP, get it done.
Yeah, I think it'll motivate him. But I'll be honest, Rodgers way better than me, because I've only I've known of him because he's Aaron Rodgers and read his book and seen him on the Jets. But it seems like when you insult Rodgers people, that is even more if you insult Rodgers himself. Because if you insult Rodgers himself, he's a big boy. He can handle it. I think when you insult his people, that's when he gets really pissed. So, I think Denver's going to be even more intense. But to be honest, by the time we get to Houston, Denver will be far in the mirror and he'll be focused on that one. So either way, I think he's going to be pretty fired up for it, which should be fun. B-Mac, thanks for calling in on a Sunday, man. I appreciate you.
Thanks.
There you go. Bernard Nixon, a.k.a. a Boy Green Coffee Club member. We appreciate you. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. We got a boy from Facebook normally. Let's go to KO.
Hey, Paul. Good morning, man. How are you?
Yeah, hey, it's another victory day of the week. I enjoyed it on Victory Friday, Victory Saturday. This Victory Sunday. It feels great.
Yeah, man. I did too. I want to say that Patriots game. I must say, keep a real close eye on Will McDonald. Will McDonald is really flashing all over against the run. We know he's a good pass rusher, but he's something, man. And Joe Douglas really nailed this pick. I could see why on draft night they were really excited and ecstatic. And I remember watching the Senior Bowl, and the guy's a hand technician, and he always set people up with that spin move. That spin move is so deadly, and he's very athletic and rangy too. So, but I like how the defense played. I like to see the O-line had came together. They were looking good. It was a good all-around game, honestly speaking. It was definitely good to see us finally put a nail to the Patriots for all these years, definitely. And honestly, if that same Patriots team beat the Bengals, I think we really are going to be a force to be reckoned with once our O-line gel and come together. Because the defense, we already know sky's the limit. They're coming and hitting their strides. Jamie and Sherwood play off the charts again. I think that we have another guy that come and fill in when CJ leaves. I think when Moses going, I think Sherwood is the next guy. Yeah, I think it'll be him and Quincy. And
we'll have to see though. Mosley is under contract for this year and next year. Jamin Sherwood's a free agent after this season, so the Jets will have to try to see if they can negotiate something.
Yeah, man, and Fashanu actually looked good in a couple of snaps we came in. So, but we know that he's a very good pass blocker. We know
yes, right.
So that's what put him out there. And Grant, he played in Big Ten. So he played against some good pass rushers.
Sure.
You got to remember he played against the guys that the age Aiden Hutchinsons of the nature,
correct,
and things like that. So I'm actually ecstatic, honestly, and. Tony Adams, shout out to him again. He had a very good game. He was another undrafted gem that we got. We hear on a lot of good undrafted gems. That's what I really realized about this organization. But we have to keep some of these players. It would have been good to see Jermaine Johnson out there, man.
Of
I
course.
know, yeah, man. You know that's still like left a bad taste in my mouth that he's not out there. But shout out to Leonard Taylor. You know,
Mhm.
McGregor. I watched McGregor play at Michigan. We have
Sure.
a good D line room, and those guys are versatile. They can play inside and outside. You know, so Quincy Williams, we already know he come with his hard hat to work every weekend. You know, the guy's a baller,
Hmm.
phenomenal. Sauce, you know, being Sauce. But I don't know. I'm kind of a little iffy on DJ Reed.
I can understand that.
I'm a little iffy on him. I think that. Well, you know, Michael Carter or even Brandon Eccles, you know, those guys can actually play outside too. You know, and Eccles is a speed guy. So, you know, let's keep working, man. Keep getting to the quarterback because we can get to the quarterback. You know, and granted, the San Fran game, I think it left a bitter taste in everybody's mouth because
Hmm.
but San Fran has a very strong offensive line unit too. A lot of people forget that. You got the All Pro, future Hall of Fame and Silverback Williams. You know, he
Hmm.
always been one of the top tackles in the game since he came into the league. I remember his days in Washington, and so on. So that guy has always been a stud. And how about Joe Tippmann? I think Joe Tippmann
For
is
sure.
actually paving ways, man. He's actually been good in run protection and pass protection.
And he had obviously the crazy snaps during the offseason. We've seen none of that, at least none that I remember here in the regular season. So thank
Man.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, remember, it was a whole lot. Oh, he can't
Oh
snap the
boy.
ball. It's been this and that, but I don't know, man. He's actually been shutting a lot of people up. But see what
Yeah.
it is too. He has a tremendous side for the center position. Being 6'6", athletic, nimble, can move in space. So it's good to see him do good. Tyron Smith's Tyron Smith actually been doing his thing.
Yeah.
It
He
was
looked tough
that
in the
one.
New England game, but overall, yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, because I don't know. It was kind of weird because you know I'm not gonna take nothing from Uche and a couple guys that's on that defense over there, but Tyron Smith held his own against better guys like the Bosa's and everything is saying for he actually looked good.
Yeah.
Even Landry, he played good against Landry and guys like that in Tennessee. So I don't know. I think that's just more of just division, foes and things like that. So and our schedule favors us moving forward.
Yeah.
We can really hit our stride these next couple weeks. And I pray, it's a home game. I pray that I'm not jinxing. I just hope nobody gets hurt that Denver game
Yes. For
because
God's
I don't know
sakes.
what the
Yes.
hell it is with Vera Tucker and him playing against Denver. He had two
Right.
season injuries against the Denver
He did.
Broncos.
Both of those were in
So
Denver, so hopefully this being in MetLife breaks that juju. But yeah,
yes, man.
it's been terrible. Yeah.
Even AVT, man, he's looked great, and
Oh, for sure.
we
Yeah.
know that. Well, we knew this already. He has all pro potential.
He just had to stay healthy.
He's got
About
to
damn
stay
time he
healthy,
is.
man. And
Yeah.
I hope that he stay healthy for the rest of the year because
Yeah.
he's
I
been
do too.
dominant. He's been dominant in the run and pass. So let's just make sure. Let's just hope, man. Keep our fingers crossed. And this another game. Oh, playing. I think playing Bo Nix. Is that Wilson not starting? Is he?
He definitely not. No, it's Bo Nix right now, and we'll see if he still is a quarter. I would imagine so. So they have Bo Nix, they have Jarrett Stidham, and they have Zach Wilson. Those are their three quarterbacks. Zach Wilson, I believe, is QB3. So it will be the
Okay.
rookie Bo Nix next week. They
But
play today against Tampa.
who and John Franklin Myers. That he was a guy I didn't want
Yes,
to see go.
of
I didn't
course.
want to see him go because he was good and at against the run pass. He can
Mhm.
play inside outside. So I think he was a guy that we should have kept. But hey, it's part of the game. Things
Of course.
happen. But who actually surprised me and I'm actually happy for
What's that?
former Jet quarterback Sam Darnold.
Of course, yeah. I thought Sam was going to do well, and so were the
Sam
Vikings.
Sam Darnold looks phenomenal. He
Yeah.
picked that whole defense apart. And I was actually shocked, like, wow, like is this really Sam Darnold doing this? But he had the potential because I just feel that we took a lot that Adam Gase era it took a lot of his weapons away from him. You know, the Robbie Andersons and other nature things.
Sure.
You got to remember, him and Robbie Anderson had a great rapport. He always knew when to find Robbie, and you know, stuff happens. I think it's even from that regime. I think it's a lot. It's a lot of guys I wish you'd have kept. You know, I wish you'd have kept Leonard Williams alone, like in this defense. And shout out to Javon Kinlaw. I had to give him his flowers too. He's actually coming together and looking good too. You know, you had guys that, no, I don't know. I think he's a waste of this and waste of that. You know, Javon Kinlaw's actually been looking good, and he actually had some pressures. You know, he just didn't finish, but you know, he's getting to the quarterback.
Javon Kinlaw actually had a sack against the Patriots. He was one of several people who had a sack, so it was good to see.
But all I'm gonna say, I think Will McDonald, man, a lot of people got to really, really start zoning in on. Will McDonald is going to really be a big surprise in this year's season. The guy already has 5 sacks within 3 games, so he's on pace. You know,
to shatter some stuff. Damn straight, KO.
He can shatter a lot of things, and then he's going to really. Honestly, like I said, he shut me up. Honestly, you know, because I was against the pick, but. He actually shut me up, and I'm happy.
Hey, yeah, right. Of course, we're all happy.
I'm more than thankful, man. And you know, Grant, you know, he didn't put on weight. Honestly, I think he looks good at 240.
He seems to be doing just fine for all the people that criticized all of that. It certainly seems that way. Thanks for the call, KO. Appreciate you. And quickly, I'll take a look. Someone asked earlier, like, what games are we watching today? First off, the Bills play the Jaguars on Monday Night Football. We got a doubleheader on Monday Night Football tomorrow. First game at 7:30, Jags-Bills. Second game, Commanders-Bengals, 8:15. But in terms of games, I'm going to be fully utilizing the Sunday Ticket YouTube option where you can Octobox and I don't think it's octa. I think actually only 4. It's a quadruple box of games that I'll watch. I'll be kind of curious on Giants-Browns. We have limited 1 o'clock choices because of how everything splits up. I'll probably get some watching of our next opponent, so I'll probably put Denver-Tampa on there. Let's go. We're going to go Giants-Cleveland just because of here locally. I'd like to see the Giants kind of get smacked around. That'd be nice. Let me see what other games are kind of interesting. Bears Colts is kind of interesting to me. Texans Vikings. Oh yeah, that's a juicy one. How can you not put on Texans Vikings? We got to have that one on the tube for sure. That's going to be a fun one. Eagles Saints, another fun one. Yeah, we'll have a little bit of a preview opponent. We got a lot of 4 o'clock games. I can't wait. I think Alan's going to be at the Cowboys Ravens game in person. That's terrific. It's going to be a spectacular game. It's America's Game of the Week. That'll be on Fox. But yeah, there's a couple. So definitely Texans, Vikings, Eagles, Saints. Those are 2 biggies. I'll probably put Broncos, Tampa just to get a look at our opponent ahead of time. Put that one on the screen and get one more op. It'll either be Giants, Brown, or Bears, Colts. We'll see. Whichever coin flip seems to happen in that game. We will see that one as well. 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe. Thanks for tuning in for another Boy Green Daily. Enjoy your football Sunday, people. Just enjoy it. It's terrific. There's no Jets to worry about. We can root for the Seahawks to beat, obviously, Miami. And then tomorrow night, Jacksonville against Buffalo. And we're just going to go full throughout the week. It's going to be an absolutely epic time. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And thanks again to all the fans for wonderful, because I know we'll be turning the page to Jets Broncos. I just want to thank all the fans I got to meet at MetLife Stadium. Thanks, guys. You made it special. I won't be going to any other Jets games this year because of my pregnant fiance. But I just want to say, terrific experience, and I think we're going to start hosting, starting next year, an annual Boy Green Tailgate. More details to come, but if you enjoy the show, make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe, and like I said, you can join the Boy Green Coffee Club in the YouTube description down below to support the program. We'll see you next time on the channel. Take